Hi Debbie. So I'm wondering, what can you tell us about your experience with intravascular devices?
I've had several vascular access devices over the last 3 years for medical treatment, and they've ranged from peripheral cannulas through to my current device, which is a port which is just under the skin on my chest. And the issue with those is the complications that arise. It's a necessary thing to have, but unfortunately there are potentially complications. Some of the ones that I've experienced have been poor access, infiltration, skin breakdowns around dressings, and more recently incorrect positioning of a port. The difficulty with these complications is that you'll often have pain, multiple access attempts, and treatment delays is a big one, and often these will increase your length of hospitalisation, or a complication on its own will give you an additional hospitalisation.
So Debbie, tell us, what's important to you about having a functioning device?
What's most important for me, given that my treatment is ongoing, is that I have a device that not only meets my medical needs, but also me personally and my lifestyle. I have a small, busy family, and it's really important that I have a functioning device. In addition to medical treatment, having a functioning device outside of medical treatment. You know, I like to be able to get around and do things with my children, and I also work. So if I don't have a device that's functioning during those times as well, then I miss out on work and I miss out on family time. So in a sense, my device, whilst functioning, is my livelihood.
What would you like healthcare workers to know about managing your device?
I think it's really important that healthcare workers understand the differences between the different vascular access devices that they're working with, and in particular, what are the things around access and maintenance that are specific to particular access devices, like what's important to know when accessing a port and caring for one, and what are the specific complications that you might come against with that particular device. The other thing I think that is important from a patient perspective is healthcare workers asking patients and listening to them about what their experiences to date have been, what currently works when accessing your port, what difficulties have you experienced, and where possible incorporating and entailing that into your day-to-day management of the patient and the port.
Well, I know that you're a nurse in a paediatric intensive care unit yourself. So how has your experience with intravascular devices impacted on the care you now deliver to patients?
I think having that ability to walk in their shoes, so being a patient and a healthcare provider at the same time, gives me some insight, and has also raised my awareness of the sorts of questions that patients and families might have, so that I can foresee some of the questions that they might have, or some of the difficulties that they might have with a device, and where possible to minimise the complications that might arise and mitigate those before they occur.
Thank you, Debbie.